Let me also go back to our guests who are continue to be with us. Namit Saxena is with us. He's a senior advocate. We also have General Bakshi, sir. He continues to be with us. Namit, your point of view here, because when we look at an organization such as the PFI, of course, being on the wrong side of the law, we are looking at how deeply they were said to be involved when it comes to the hijab matter that was reported in Karnataka. The matter is still being pending in court. How exactly was it taken up in the Supreme Court as well? Evidence-based is the kind of investigation that has been led by the NIA and the ED. Only thereafter, due diligence is followed, a ban is put into place. Namit.
One, we must congratulate the central government for putting up this ban on PFI. Second, we must see how this ban has been put up. So they all too many investigative agencies, they collectively investigated, they collectively conducted raids across the country, and thereafter this they collected a lot of evidence, a lot of material against PFI, and thereafter based on that material, this ban has been put on PFI. Now, PFI is in, what has come forward after investigation, after collection of evidence, is that PFI is in form of an organized terror racket. It runs, in its multiple folds. There is layering, there is integration, everything is there. And there is an angle of terror funding also. So this ban, in my view, is completely valid. It is completely lawful. It has been done at the right moment. And as Mr. General Bakshi also pointed out, that this is in form of a preemptive action, which has been rightly done. And not something, with this, after, the bomb is in our face, we do some consequences thereafter. It's just been done at the right time. And looking at the legality of it, whether this ban, if, challenged before a court, will this, in my view, yes, because this ban is based on material, the material which has been collectively found by a lot of investigating agencies, including NIA, including ED, and other, state police also. So this ban is going to be valid, for a period of 5 years. And I think, it is going to pass the muster of judicial scrutiny. And, and I'm pretty sure, once this ban, this is just one part of it, there'll be criminal trials also which will go on against the members of PFI who have been actively participating in various, criminal and terror activities with this organization, and, the sister concerns of this organization have been doing. And I'm also, hopeful that the central government of the investigating agencies will also look into what are the other, because see, PFI has been running for quite some time. So apart from these 8 organizations.
The other angles, Bakshi sir, when it comes to terror angle, the terror funding angle, when it comes to even being a part of the electoral process, everything that is being looked into. But sir, are you thinking in a way why exactly a ban that has been placed for 5 years and not a permanent one?
That is the general pattern when you put bans, so that you can review if the organization mends its ways, if it, retracts from such horrendous terrorist acts and activities, criminal nexuses, well, then the ban is reviewed. The ban is reviewed. Permanent bans would happen only after the organization has displayed its hand in a number of violent incidents. But like I said, the aim has been to preempt. We don't want to see dead Indian bodies of women and children strewn on the streets before we act. We have used the NIA, the Enforcement Directorate, the state police agencies, the central agencies to build up a cast iron case. The real blood flow of such terror criminal organizations and rackets is the flow in of finance. That is the most critical one that you have to stop, that you have to identify. Who is funding? Where is the funding coming from and for what purpose? And because without that, they cannot act. Without that, they can't buy the arms, explosives, they can't fabricate the IEDs, they can't, buy the weapons with which to attack people.
No, absolutely. That's the point there, sir, because it is not just about the weaponizing there. What is also coming across that even they had the very active Intel Bureau. There was an Intel agency within the PFI that was continuously passing on information. And in a way, as we've been speaking to our reporters, they have been saying that they kind of knew that this is due. When it comes to the ban that will be put in place, that is in the long run will be happening against the PFI. That is the hijab issue there, because Namit, that has also been resonated there in the Supreme Court, and especially when it comes to certain affiliations, how exactly did they consolidate such mass mobilization that had happened of the students there to choose between what their choice is or whether they want to wear it or not? That has been something that had been a trigger, especially when it comes to a breakdown of society. Namit? Right, we're just getting that line reconnected with Namit. But Bakshi sir, if I can come back to you on that, on the apologists issue, as you've been also talking about, there have been comparisons that they have been drawing. They have been continuously saying if and but. If PFI has been banned, but when it comes to other organizations, they too have to be facing a similar sort of a ban, sir. Is there any comparison at all?
No, this moral equivalence is most false. It is unjustified. It is not some kind of a binary on the basis of religion, that if one organization belonging to a particular religious affiliation is banned for terror activities, is banned for criminal nexuses, is banned for being in touch with foreign militant organization, foreign terrorist organization, then you have to ban an equivalent number of organizations from other faiths. Who? What is the basis of this moral equivalence? Please tell me one terrorist act committed by the RSS. Please tell me whether in India, whether abroad, whereas compare it with this organization. If it is not directly doing terror attacks, it is engaged in creating mayhem in society by generating communal violence on one pretext after another, whether it is hijab, whether it is some question in a question paper, you cut off the hands of a professor, then for a TV comment, alleged TV comment, you go around slitting the throats of people and you start openly sloganeering, Sar tan se juda, Sar tan se juda. I mean, no civilized state will permit this kind of a license. License to kill, license to maim, license to attack and wound, license to carry out terror activities, criminal activities, activities pertaining to trying to generate communal disharmony and tension in the land, create disorder. So that can be picked up by the echo chambers of Harvard, New York Times, and the others who can then go singing psalms about Islamophobia. What about the Hindus who are being killed? What about the Indians who are being slaughtered all over the world, and in Pakistan and in Afghanistan?
Right,
they've been forced to flee from 18% of the population, brought down to less than 1% of the population. That doesn't come in the form of any phobia. It's only when a particular community gets attacked that there is Islamophobia. This will not stand. This will not stand. This is blatant hypocrisy. This is blatant double standards.
And that is exactly what is now being pointed out in the notification issued by the government there, Bakshi sir, because it clearly goes on to say that the central government, for the mentioned reasons, is firmly of the opinion that having regard to the activities of the PFI, it is necessary to declare the PFI and its associates or affiliates or fronts to be unlawful association with immediate effect.